To the grandiosity and chromatic instability we've seen in the first movement, Faust, Liszt contrasts a chamber-like orchestration in the delicate second movement titled Gretchen, Marguerite. The structure is modeled after the ABA ternary schema. Unlike Faust, who, as we've seen in the previous episode, has 5 themes, Gretchen has only 2, complementing one another. The interesting thing is that Faust is not at all absent from the movement, resurfacing through allusions to his second and fourth theme in the first part, where the parallel with the garden scene of Goethe's work is evident, and becoming an active character in the middle section, conceived as a love duet. The final section is a variated recapitulation without the reference to the garden scene, showing how Gretchen has changed after her encounter with Faust. Hello everyone, I'm Gianmaria Griglio and I welcome you to a new episode of Conducting Pills. If you're new here, this channel is all about classical music score analysis and conducting tips. I want to thank all of my patrons for making this series possible, and now, on with Liszt. The tempo marking already contains the character of the piece, Andante Suave, meaning suave, sweet, gentle. It's a very poetic word in Italian to describe a person. Liszt does not give us the theme right away, but starts with an introduction of flutes and clarinets. The material is actually derived from the secondary figures of theme 7, seventh in the whole symphony, second in this movement. The first theme, or theme 6, is played by the oboe and viola solo, a gentle lead-like A-flat melody. The other woodwinds join in, accompanied by a solo second violin on the same musical idea. The line goes to the first violins, only 2 of them, before going back to the oboe. In the following passage, a dialogue between flute and clarinet and 4 solo violins, we can see the conversation in the garden between Faust and Gretchen. Loves me not. The first and second themes of the movement are repeated in the strings and then in the woodwinds, transitioning into the middle section, conceived as a love duet between Faust and Gretchen. The reference to the first movement is unmistakable, symbolizing Faust breaking through Gretchen's world. The theme moves through the woodwinds and the strings until 2 solo violins and 3 cellos take over, accompanied by arpeggios of 3 flutes and the harp. The instrumentation thickens with the addition of the brass, the timpani and the cymbals, but notice how everything remains in the pianissimo dynamic for quite a while. The crescendo folds back quickly to an expansion of the third theme, marked Suave con amore, representing how much Faust is carried away by his beloved Gretchen. The recapitulation is heavily variated, showing how much Faust's presence affected Gretchen. The theme is initially played by only 4 violins, while the woodwinds and the rest of the strings join in at a later time. The transition is reminiscent of the transformation of the second theme we've seen in the middle section. Theme 7 comes back in the strings and then in the woodwinds, leading to the coda. The un poco più lento is celestial, using the head of 5th theme in an imitation game between strings and woodwinds. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button right below this video and ring the bell so that you will get notified every time a new video comes out. For more in-depth analysis, conducting technique and conducting exercises, look on my website where you can find more than 100 videos now and follow my Facebook group. And if you want to support this series, you're always welcome to do so on Patreon. All the links are in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think about this piece. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, in the next episode of this series, we'll move on to the third and final movement of this wonderful piece. In the meanwhile, please continue to enjoy music and be well.